All right, guys, welcome back. Tim again with AMZ Fusion. Today we're going to talk about the Tucker Carlson video about Amazon, calling out Amazon. So a little bit different kind of episodes, and I just figured we would talk about it. It's a lot of great information, and I just want to make sure some people didn't miss a couple of takeaways. So in the beginning of the video, they show a German seller that he raises his price, and all of a sudden the buy box gets suppressed.
His most important online shop window at Amazon, the so-called buy box, the framed box around the shopping cart field.
So this whole box here that's just called the buy box, and you can see the add to cart button here. And if I click on it now, then I have this in the shopping cart and I can buy the item.
But Marco Schock can also lose the buy box for his beds. For example, if his prices are not competitive.
That means for me, with buy box, I can sell. Without buy box, 95 to 99% of the sales are gone.
Who gets the buy box is decided by Amazon alone. Marco Schock shows us.
I'm going to change the price to 349 euros. And we will see that in about 15 minutes, the buy box here is gone.
And indeed, after 15 minutes, the buy box has disappeared. For customers, it now seems as if the item is not available at the moment.
Now, this is one of the biggest things that's always driven me crazy is that Amazon will suppress a buy box. Again, in my mind, they shouldn't be able to say what is a good deal, what is a bad deal. You should be able to sell what you want to at your price. And if customers feel like this is not a good price, then they don't have to buy it. That's okay. But it's actually really interesting. I've talked to many people who don't know anything about Amazon that are just Amazon customers, and they didn't have a clue that when a buy box is suppressed, that Amazon thinks that it's a bad price. So if you guys have any experience with that, ask your friends and family and let us know in the comments below. Do they have a clue that a suppressed buy box means that Amazon thinks it's overpriced compared to other retailers? I don't think so. But so suppressing the buy box, like I said, I don't feel like Amazon should be able to do that. You should be able to run your business as an independent retailer because that's what you are. And I don't think they should have a say over pricing. And again, if customers don't want it, they just won't buy it. But intentionally suppressing a buy box and killing stuff, and you can see it, guys, with the ranks. Your rank will just plummet or skyrocket, I guess you could say. You could go from like 20,000 to like 100,000 because they suppress the buy box, and it stays that way until the buy box comes back. And there's a lot of like nonsense that we've seen over time with the buy box, which they'll suppress it. So we have a price at say $10, and then Amazon suppresses it saying the price is too high, but all of a sudden the buy box comes back about a week later and Amazon's selling it at $12. Like, oh, it's okay to have a buy box at a higher price because Amazon is selling it, but you as a third-party seller cannot sell it for a lower price because we think it's overpriced. So there's a lot of weird stuff that happens like that. And again, I think suppressing the buy box should be completely wrong. So what's Amazon's logic on that? Again, I think they want to be known for good deals, and if you're selling something for $15 at Walmart, you should be able to buy it for $15 at Amazon. But what they don't take into account is when you buy it on your Shopify site or somebody else's Shopify site, when you sell on Shopify, you don't have a 15% FBA commission, or it's not FBA, but just Amazon commission that you're paying. You're not that referral fee. And so 15% margin is a lot of money, guys. I mean, that's the entire margin on somebody's product. And so sometimes you're going to see that like, hey, if I make 15% margin on Amazon, if I sell it on my own website and I don't have to pay the 15%, I can make 30% margin. Well, I'm okay with making less money, so I could theoretically drop the price on my website to match the 15% margin, but that's when Amazon's like, no, your price needs to be the same. And so you can see in this video that Molson talked about an old thing in the seller agreement that stated that Amazon had some wording that said you had to price equally across the thing. And then I guess it was from the European Union. They said, hey, that's not right. That's kind of illegal. You shouldn't be able to do that.
You wouldn't imagine, because you're selling on Amazon, that Amazon would be watching your behavior in other places, right?
Yeah, to my mind, it's totally unnecessary, and there's no need for this policy. They used to contractually enforce this. So there used to be a line in the contract that sellers signed with Amazon that would say that you would not sell your products for less off Amazon. And then there was like kind of like a regulatory kerfuffle in Europe. And they ended up removing that from their contracts, but then they maintained the policy algorithmically. And in 2019, I wrote an article about it, and I can kind of explain why it's so hard to get these kind of narratives about Amazon. But I wrote an article about it, and that article ended up getting wrapped up into like an FTC lawsuit, the state of California versus Amazon, and that's why we're talking about it today.
So that changed, which is great. They shouldn't be able to force a like pricing, but what do? Instead of that, they just suppress the buy box. So again, like I said, guys, I'll stop about this one. I think this is one of the biggest detriments to third-party sellers that Amazon does, is suppressing the buy box for whatever reason. I just, my own opinion, I don't think they should be able to do that. Let you run your business the way you want to run your business, just like eBay does. eBay, you're on your own. You make your own listing. You charge what you want. They have nothing to say. I think one of the great thing about this video, and I think when I looked at this video last, Tucker Carlson had over 500,000 views on YouTube about this video, so that's great. People are getting informed, and hopefully they watch the full video. And hopefully one of the biggest takeaways for the customer on this is to realize that Amazon has a large portion of the sale.
And Amazon.
Amazon?
Yeah.
So like for us, right? So we have one of our best sellers is Brain Flakes. I got my prop. It's $17, okay?
Right.
On Amazon right now. And after all the fees are paid, we get 7 out of the $17. Okay? So it's $17 on Amazon. After the fees are paid, we receive 7. With that $7, we have to pay rent, insurance, all employees, and then we also have to pay for the cost of the product.
Wait.
So,
wait. So the $10 you're subtracting from the 17 does not include your manufacturing costs, or?
Correct. Yeah. So you start at 17, 10 of those dollars, and I can run through the fees.
Would you mind? Well, because that's a crazy number.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to break down?
Would you mind? Yes. I mean, wait, hold on.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, I thought they took a VIG of some kind, and they should have. They're selling your product for you. That's great. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they would take the majority of the retail price is stunning to me.
And I think one little small detail that was overlooked by most people was the German seller that showed that bed at 250 euros. It says his commission, his fees he has to pay Amazon to sell that was 40 euros, and $40, we'll call it here in the US, $40. That's a lot of money as a referral fee just to sell it. And that doesn't include shipping, guys. Obviously, shipping a giant bed, he's got to be shipping these big bulky things, very expensive. So it's really good that consumers can see with Brain Flakes, $17 gets chopped down to $7. Molson only gets $7, then he's got to pay payroll, rent, insurance, electricity, all those things. And that's why products get expensive. I think it's really important for consumers to understand that we're not greedy third-party sellers. Now, there's definitely some things that are overpriced that people are charging and almost gouging. That's a hard word, but I feel like sometimes they're insane prices on Amazon. But realistically, like, Amazon takes a big portion of a lot of the sales, and people don't realize it. And customers don't realize about the FBA fee, and they don't realize how much shipping really costs, and that, you know, one product, yes, it's $15, and out of that $15, $7 or $8 is going towards shipping. The UPS is making the money. The post office is making the money, not the Amazon seller. So I think it's really good that they expose that, and I wish they spent a little bit more time on it because, again, consumers need to understand when you buy anything online, doesn't matter what the platform is, the platform itself, Amazon, eBay, Walmart, take a large portion, and then shipping is a large portion. And shipping can then surpass everything as far as fees. And so people need to understand, why does it cost, $30 for this red cup? Well, because $8 is shipping, guys. It's not the cost of the products. $8 is shipping. Amazon's going to take $5. So that's $12. Then, there's the rest of the costs go to the consumer after inbound shipping, and returns and overhead and blah, 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 blah. But I think it was really good. Like I said, we'll stop about that one. So takeaway is European Union is very progressive in some of these laws and trying to fight Amazon on doing some of the things that they do. And so I think we saw some progression in the European Union courts, and now it's kind of trickling over to the U.S. courts, which is good. So the FTC is Lena Khan's group is looking into Amazon, and we'll see where it's going to go and if this ever gets done before our presidential elections. But they're really looking into that idea that you can't price lower on another platform or Amazon suppresses the buy box. And it's anti-competitive, and that's the basis of the thing. So we'll see where it goes. I am hopeful. Like I said, my own personal opinion is just that one thing that Amazon does. That's my biggest pet peeve, is suppress the buy box, because it kills sales. And a lot of times I just don't feel like there's a basis. And sorry, we will come back to this. One of my biggest problems, and maybe it's based off of the products that we sell, Amazon's always trying to compare a product that you could buy at Walmart in store, no shipping, you go pick it up yourself. They're trying to compare that to what you're buying at Amazon shipped. And so you'll see a lot of low price products where Amazon says, hey, this just call it bag of chips should be $2.25 is our referred price. They say it should be $2.25, and you're like, yeah, Amazon, you charge me $7 to ship it to the customer. How could I ever charge $2.25? Walmart's price at $2.25 entails the customer getting in their car, driving their butt to Walmart to buy their bag of chips, and driving home. And so comparing in-store pricing to online shipped pricing should never be allowed. And you know, if Amazon wants to compare like that, they should always take, okay, what's the cost of that single item, and then what's the fulfillment fee on Walmart? What's the fulfillment fee on eBay to ship that same product to the customer? So if Walmart wants to charge $2.25 and then they charge you $7 shipping, then all of a sudden it's like almost $10. Yeah, we could probably match on the same price on Amazon at $10, but you have to compare apples to apples, and right now they're comparing apples to oranges. And the last little bit I do want to take away here is the small portion, and we'll play the clip here.
So the strong majority goes to Amazon right off the top. So then how could you make a living doing it? I mean, how many brain flakes do you have to sell to like take a week off and go to Disney World in August?
Disney World's pretty expensive.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
You know, we're lucky to sell hundreds of thousands of jars of brain flakes and bigger sets. And so if we're making $3 to $4 a jar or whatever, you know, and if you sell $100,000, you do have money to pay salaries and rent and all that stuff. And you can maybe go to Disneyland once every 2 years, I would say.
Does anyone get rich selling that you know of? Get rich selling on Amazon?
Yeah, people still do get rich.
Molson says something that's really important, and I think this is really important for everybody to know as an Amazon seller. Don't be completely scared. There is a lot of talk. There's a lot of people complaining. You see a lot of the bad. You probably don't see a lot of the good. And I think the small takeaway from here is Molson said, you could still make a lot of money selling on Amazon. It's possible. You have to find the right products. You have to sell in the correct way. You have to do a good job. You need to, if you're doing private label, make sure you're not selling something that can be easily copied by some Chinese manufacturer or the manufacturer you're buying from and just being resold here. There's a lot of money to be made. Amazon is selling tens of billions of dollars of product a year. You just have to find the right ones, guys. There's money to be made. Don't be completely scared. Videos like this are very insightful, and I think they're very helpful. And I'm glad that if you're a new seller, that you can see the concerns and the issues before you get into it, so you can make a smart decision. Is this for me? Is it not for me? But again, the small takeaway, guys, is Molson said it himself. You can still make a lot of money on Amazon but you do need to make sure you're well prepared and you know what you're getting into. So hopefully that was helpful, guys. Like and subscribe down below, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.